Hey, hello, how you doing? Good question. When are you the most creative? Um, I think that differs from person to person, and obviously, it actually differs even from the question. Are we talking about what stage in your life you're the most creative, or does it mean when in a day are you the most creative? So open to discussion, isn't it? Um, okay, so when in your life are you the most creative? People would think or argue generally that the younger you are, the more creative you are, and it's probably true that your ideas are mo- probably a little bit wilder the younger you are, but I would think, first of all, it's a little bit of a stereotype, and secondly, there's a certain quality also to your creativity, and when your creativity is not based on knowledge, experience, skills, whatever, everything that you have to acquire first, then it is basically just running wild, and that's not a bad thing, but it is, I think it's not really the complete, the wholehearted, kind of creativity that we are seeking. Equally, I don't think that the older you get, the less creative you are. It's also totally wrong in the prejudice. Um, some people settle for certain ways and then just keep doing them. Others, will are curious all the time and will always look for new things of expressing their creativity. I think, yeah, you're not getting less creative. You actually, if you keep on being curious, you are getting more creative, or you I don't know, your creativity is growing. And obviously, in the middle, I think when you're this kind of middle age or so, that you learned already enough skills, you learn to make the step from creativity. Well, that's the other thing, that step from creativity to reality, without losing that initial spark. That's actually, I think, that is probably the secret that makes, because that makes creativity something practically useful, because otherwise, if you're just creating things that don't lift off, yeah, what's the point? um, if you're so concerned about the lifting off that you're stifling your creativity, that's a bad thing. So that balance in between, that you actually uh, free yourself to wild ideas, and but have the knowledge, the skills to carry it through the finished product. I think that's probably the most valuable creativity. And yeah, let's go to the other part of the question, isn't it? That is, when during a day, or in your day-to-day living, are you the most creative? There are people that are obviously, that have most energy at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't quite get it, but okay, well, that's quite possible. Mm, then there are the people that are most creative late at night. I probably, I fall into that category, and I do have to stop myself from creating somewhere around 1 o'clock or so, because I do know that I have to get up the next morning. Mm. So that's actually not the most practical time of the day to be creative, but that's what it is. I do have my creative moments in the morning, especially when I take a shower. I think showers are just magical places for creativity. And then later, let's say after breakfast, 9 o'clock, that's usually the time when I could be creative, but I try not to, and try to use my energy to do the non-creative work that we all have to go through, because yeah, doing that doing that day-to-day jobs, you know, the bread and butter things later, you know, in the afternoon when you're already getting lower on, you know, on energy. That's not a cool thing. So better do that early, get it out of the way, and then free yourself. So yeah, that's one way. I mean, but you know, creativity is this funny thing that actually can hit you anytime, any place. Funny enough, you know, that's like the other thing. It's like when you're bored and you have nothing to do, chances are actually that you grow some sort of a frustration out of that, but that does not automatically translate straight away into creativity. It is important to be bored occasionally because it kind of creates some sort of a, I wouldn't say frustration, you know, but when you're bored, you know, you're creating some sort of an urge, and that stays in you and comes out later. I find that actually I have most creative energy when I'm very busy with lots of other things, or lots of things in general, and then on that pile of to-do things I just it's not even in the picture because it's that high up. So yeah, the more I do, the more I want to do, and the less I do, then I less. It's kind of counterintuitive. It would be better, you know, if the creativity would work in a way that it actually pops up in the moments when you have nothing else to do, but that's just not the case. Yeah, I mean, creativity does pop up in some calm moments of, you know, as well. So you should find yourself those times when you really don't do anything else, because that actually that leads to well, inspiration. And yeah, so let me know. I'm curious to learn, you know, what times you would see yourself as most creative. If you're a morning person or an evening person or anything in between, or you know, what's your trick to harness or to manage your creative output. Let me know. There's always space for comments. Most of you don't use it, but you can actually. I'm not that upset if you write a lot of things. Subscribe, like if you do, and I'll see you next time.